What's up, Soul Family? Welcome back to the channel. If you're new, welcome to soulfamilyoracle, and if you're returning, as always, thank you so much. Today, somebody needs to know that you were born from the darkness to be the light. You were born from the darkness to be the light. This message is to reveal to somebody the reason why the energy that you were born into or were born from had to be that of darkness and heaviness. And this whole thing about how your life has been difficult and how maybe the circumstances of your birth were very extraordinary and how maybe you died at birth or you were targeted from your conception, all has a role or have had a role to play in you becoming who you were meant to be as a light in this world. And what was coming through when I was channeling this message, which was so profound and beautiful, was that you can only see the essence of light through the darkness. Without the darkness, you can never really grasp the full essence of light. So for whoever is listening, that this message is for you. The reason why you had to be born into darkness or had to be born from darkness was because you have this specific purpose. You carry this purpose to be a light in this world. And for that light to be able to shine, or for that light to have been cultivated within you, you had to come from a space of darkness. You had to come from a place of darkness. And another thing that was coming through heavily was that one of you were born to parents that were connected because they had to make you. You were born to some of you were born to parents that had to connect because of you specifically. It's like your parents were brought together because of you. And one of these parents, for somebody I'm getting, is like one side could be of the darkness and one side could be of the light. So whether it's the mother or the father, one of side of your parents, like one parent was very much rooted in darkness or had a very dark nature to them, and then one side was very light or was the one that carried the light. But what was coming through was that their union was so you would be born. So for some of you, you are the golden child that was born into your family. For some of you, you are the golden child that was born into your family. And I feel like when we speak of light workers and we speak of golden children and the chosen ones and all those things, we always want to associate it with light. We always want to associate it with this energy of angelic energy and light and all those things. But this message is to reveal to somebody and to help somebody understand that you were born of darkness and of light. So for some of you, you are literally in between a legion of darkness and of light, and you have light in both spaces. And this is one of the reasons why, from one of the very, very first videos that I did, shout out to our old members, shout out to the Soul Family members that have been with me from day one. That message said that you have alliances with the light and dark. For some of you, this alliance was made so easy because you hail from origins of darkness. Also, you are not only made of light. You are not just born of one side or two sides of parents that were innocent and bright and all those things. Some of you have really dark, some of you have some dark ancestral history. Some of you have some ancestors that are of a dark nature. You understand? And this is not to say that you have to fear them. But it's also not to say that you have to work with them, because not all our ancestors are meant to be working with us, or we are not meant to be working with all of our ancestors. But this is the reason why you had to come out and follow the purpose that you came here with, or the purpose that you're working with right now. Or the purpose that you're working in right now, because you had to come from both sides. If you were just somebody of the light, or if you were ordinarily like somebody who was born from both two parents that were innocent, and not attached to this dark side, you would not have access to the things that you have access to. You would not have access to the energies that you have protecting you in the dark realms, because some of you have some really heavy energies that are backing you. You have some really heavy energies that are protecting you in the dark realms. And these energies are not exactly because they were of light. Another thing that is coming through heavily is the shadow walkers. This is another thing that used to come up in the beginning of our, sometime last year in some of our earlier videos, about how some of us hail from a line of shadow walkers. And these shadow walkers are literally you can say they are like light warriors. as compared to light workers. They do the dirty work. These shadow workers go into like dark realms to battle things and to deal with energies that others won't even be able to stand, because their energy would be so powerful and so intense in a negative way that you would have to be a shadow worker to be able to battle those things. And for some of you, this is the energy that you carry, because you are an equal part of light and dark. You are not all light and you are not all darkness. But the thing is, you were giving this energy because you had a purpose of light in this world. And so you would be able to what? To channel that energy into your purpose and not become of darkness. And this is one of the reasons why for some of you from a very young age, it's been a lot of different things that have reeled you into low vibrational spaces, that have tried to capture your mind, that have tried to like entrap your spirit and put you in a state that would cause you to lose your way or cause you to become dark. Because there's a dark nature to you that a lot of different energies want to tap into. But they're not just trying to tap into it because it is of a dark nature, because it's low vibrational and it suits them. They're trying to tap into it because it is laced with light. It is laced with divinity, which means you are literally a spiritual hybrid of darkness and light. And that is a rare combination. That is a rare combination. And especially to be able to come out on top and channel both from the dark and the light to use for your purpose in the name of light, that is a very rare energy. Whoever I'm speaking to, you have been able to cultivate your light in a way that you have merged with the dark aspect of you. And I keep saying dark not to say demonic or something, but some of you actually have demonic ancestry also. Like some of you have attachment to some demon energy that goes all like way back, way back. And this is not to say that, again, I'm using dark to differentiate between the two energies, but I feel like I don't need to explain myself. Whoever this message is for, you would already understand what I'm saying. And there's a need for somebody to know, it's like this energy, you're needing to embrace this energy because it comes with a certain level of power that allows you to operate in your purpose, not just from the light, but also with this energy of the darkness. And this energy of the darkness, again, this is where the shadow energy comes in. This is where the shadow energy comes in. A lot of you have a certain sense about you that sometimes you think is negative. And this sense is like it can come in a way of like, it can come in a way in like sarcasm or like dark humor or like just like really like heavy thoughts of things that people would think should be like heavy, but for you it's just like normal, right? Like for instance, something would happen and then to you it's like okay, because you don't seem to see the gravity of the gruesomeness of it, or you don't seem to see how maybe dreadful it is. And it's not because you are not compassionate or you're not emotionally in tune, or you are rigid, or because you're dark. No, it's just because there's a dark side of you that has seen so much more darkness than those things that you don't identify those things to be exactly gruesome or dark. And this is not to say that you participate or endorse in it. No. Whoever I'm speaking to, you have literally stepped into an energy that has aligned you with your purpose seamlessly. And this was done not just because of your light. This was also done because of your darkness. And it's like you've become like that person that can handle both sides. It's like, let them send them from the point of light and you'll be able to deal with them. Let them send them from the point of darkness and you will be able to deal with them. And so you have energies that come around you and it's like, nah, don't fuck with this one, because it's like, yo, her grandfather is like, it's like a warlock or something of the sort. It's like, nah, you don't want to mess with this family. That's the kind of energy that you carry. And I feel like moving forward, you're going to be coming into contact with some really heavy beings that are going to be backing you up because they themselves have always wanted to be of light, even though they were born of darkness. And this is the reason why the message started by saying that the union of your family or your parent, where one person could have been considered of a dark nature or low vibrational nature and the other person of a high vibrational nature, was a purposely led union. Their union was purposely led because they had to make that child, that savior, that you were the middle ground between their light and their darkness coming together. You were the outcome of their light and their darkness coming together. And that's why nothing can face you. There's been so many different entities that have tried to get at you from when you were very young, through different people, through different means. And for a lot of you, I'm here, it mentally keeps coming up. So for a lot of you, you may have battled a lot with negative thoughts and dark thoughts from when you were very, very young. You may have battled with, like, for some of you, even like suicidal thoughts. And for some reason, it's not that your light side was not exactly there. One moment, guys. It's not that your light side wasn't exactly there. It's almost like what I'm getting is like your light energy or the light side was just protecting you, but it hasn't exactly been manifested yet. Why? Because you had to go through some dark stages for the light to truly manifest within you. It's almost like the light was testing you whilst the darkness was taunting you. The darkness was taunting you and the light was testing you. The darkness was taunting you to get you to become of the darkness, to get you to fall into a low vibrational state, to do and practice all these low vibrational things, so that eventually your energy would be subsided and then lose the balance to fall into darkness. And your light side was testing you by seeing how resilient you were, how you were going to handle these energies, if you were going to use your own willpower, your own strong will to battle these energies, or to say, no, I know what's right. And then eventually, as you did that and tilted the scale to forward fully in the light, then your light side manifested. Because again, like you were saying, the essence of light can only be seen through darkness. The essence of light can only be seen through darkness. So basically meaning that without the darkness, your light wouldn't have manifested. And this is specifically because, again, you are a very rare kind. You are literally a hybrid of darkness and light. And I really don't know how else to explain it. So I feel like for some of you, there's been a lot that has been coming up lately because you have been ascending or have ascended a few times. And there's been a lot of different things or revelations that have been coming up about your energy. And for some, it's been because you are You are integrating with your shadow side. And you are allowing yourself to just be yourself fully. You are allowing yourself to just fully be yourself. And it's like you are becoming a force to be reckoned with in this energy. Because you are showing even the energies of darkness or the families of darkness that are affiliated with you, that they can come to the light, even though they live in the darkness. They can still operate from a space of light. So whoever you are, it's almost as if like from a point where you have become a guide. You have become a guide for a lot of beings of darkness. You have become a guide for a lot of beings of darkness that have been affiliated with your family. It's almost as if I'm getting this sense like it will take some time. But there's going to be a point where you are going to literally have an army of dark energies that are literally at your beck and call, because they themselves have had to operate from darkness because of their state, not because they are of darkness. And again, the more you keep falling into the low vibrational state, or the more you keep falling into the darkness, you tilt the scale, and then now you begin to operate from that energy. So not everybody was lucky to come out on this side. And this is bringing me, it's giving me this energy of the cosmic hybrids. Okay? Of the hybrids, of the cosmic hybrids, the galactic hybrids. And it's like, that's another message which I will just do briefly. I won't get too deep into it, but I'm going to post an extended of that one on Patreon. And I'm also going to post an extended video on this particular reading on Patreon. So if you are not on our Patreon, you can join the Patreon. Our Patreon is Soul Family Oracle also. You can join the Patreon family, and then I'll be posting those videos there. But with that energy of the cosmic hybrid, It was a systematic approach to try and solve what was going on the different planets, to try and solve what was going on in the galaxies. With all the galactic wars before that, and even after that, there were a lot of different operations to create hybrids by pairing different star families together, right? And one of the very, very first and oldest pairing was Tiamat and Tiburon. Yes, Tiamat and Tiburon. Tiburon was a Lyra prince. Tiburon was a Lyra prince. And Tiburon, some believe, was of Elohim, was an Elohim. Tiburon was a Lyra prince that was basically paired with Tiamat, or came together with Tiamat when Tiamat came down in human form at some point during the Galactic Wars. And the union of Tiamat and Tiburon, 1616 on the timer, that's 77. The union of Tiamat and Tiburon is what produced Kingu. Now, Tiburon was a Lyran, and Tiamat, originally a Draconian. And a lot of these pairings happened over time, where different star energies, different star seeds were paired with each other. Different star colonies were not like paired with each other, but almost like they came together. And these various hybrids that were created, or hybrid children that were created, were meant to be the fine line in between them, were meant to be that piece drawn between them. These were meant to be from both angles, or from both sides that had warred with each other, because at the time when Tiburon and Tiamat came together, it was through war. It was through war that they came together, but Tiamat gave him a choice because she didn't want to destroy him and his people. And these are some stories also that we have to go back to. These are things that we have to go back to. And I personally will be tapping a lot into the Tiamat energy to bring out more messages, because there's a lot that is repeating here on this planet that has a lot to do with all the different things that have happened. Because again, it's a pattern that repeats. It's a loop. It's like we keep going back around to it again, but then a lot of people are very ignorant to all these different energies that have been surrounding us, or that we came from. So the understanding is not there. Okay, so whoever I'm speaking to, again, you are a very rare type, just like Kingu. Now, Kingu was originally expected to wage war and all those things, but Kingu made his life's purpose. His life's purpose became basically to seed the light on the planet, and especially Tiamat, as in Gaia Tiamat, planet Earth, after the destruction of Tiamat. You can't exactly say destruction because she wasn't destroyed, right? So Kingu was one of the Lyran Draconians, the Lyran Draconian royals that placed crystals all over the earth. And he was part of the group that went around the planet to hide the crystals. And as you know, if you've been on this channel for a while, or if you're familiar with dragon energy, then you know that the dragons were the bearers that placed the crystals in the different part of the earth and used magic to seal it. And like I was saying, Kingu was the hybrid of what? Lyra and Draconian energy. So he was originally from the dragons and also the Lyrans, the lions. Now, let's bring it down to what this message is about. 1919 on the timer, that's 10:10. In this energy right now, I feel like this is coming up because somebody is needing to understand that the reason why you are how you are, or the reason why you operate from the energy you operate from, is because you are an equal balance of the light and the dark. However, your purpose guides you to operate from the light. But this does not mean that you don't know when to operate from the shadow. And so for whoever I'm speaking to, you have some tendencies about you that others might look at and think, this is a bit mischievous. You might have some energies with you in how you operate that others might look at and see now and say, this is low vibrational. But it is not low vibrational. It is not low vibrational in the sense that this is not an energy you live in as who you are. It is an energy that you operate from when you need to. It's an energy you operate from when you need to. You don't live it as who you are. So for instance, you know when to use your sword, and you know when to what? Use your hand. You know when to bring the fire and the heat, and you know when to bring the water and the calm. And this energy is making you a guide to even the side of the darkness. It's like in the face of the light, you have already, it's like, again, that's why it's like the darkness was taunting you and the light was testing you. In the face of your light family, you have already proved yourself. Not that you needed to, but it's like the fact that you were born of the darkness also. And it's almost like I'm getting this energy of like two people just watching down on you and being like, are you going to become of the light? Are you going to become of the darkness? Are you going to become of the light? Are you going to become of the darkness? But whoever you are, this union that was made so that you could become this special thing, 2112 on the timer, that mirroring energy, I'm telling you, this energy, it's like you didn't just become whether dark or light, you merged the two. And you are literally walking in between, like you are walking in between this, like, again, you are that line, you are that line that has been drawn in the middle. You are the fine line between the dark and the light. And this is not to say that, it won't take much to switch you to darkness. It's like you are in your light energy and you can still operate from your shadow, in the sense that the shadow has become a part of your light. So you have integrated the light of your shadow. And this is where we say, I keep saying, like, your shadow has a light aspect to it. Same way, your light has a shadow aspect to it. And this is why when you're trying to operate so much, oh, I'm so light, I'm all light, it's all love and light, it's all love and light, you begin to what? Create a shadow aspect to it. That now begins to make it negative. Same way, if you're trying to be in your shadow and not really do the shadow work and see that you're in darkness, or you're like in a low vibrational state, it becomes detrimental. So even in the shadow, there is light. Because again, the two coexist. However, there is a scale, there's a balance that has to be maintained. And you have become that balance. You have become that balance. And this is why the union of darkness and light that bore you had to be. The union of your parents. For some of you, I'm going to do an extended of this on Patreon. Because some of the things that are coming up, and I see how sometimes, like when the message is for people, like you leave you leave comment and you say things about your family and your parents and all those things. I'm going to advise you now, let's not be putting such intricate information or such important and sometimes fragile information in the YouTube comment. If the message resonates with you, you can say, oh yeah, it resonates, and we can leave it there. But some of you are sharing very personal information about things going on in your family and naming names and stuff like that in comment, and I don't think you should do that. I don't think you should do that. Not on YouTube. So I'm hoping that when we go on Patreon, you can do that on Patreon. We're going to have a Patreon this thing, but the Patreon community is more private. Okay? And this is one of the reasons why I'm saying that things that I won't say out in this, because some of you are connected to literally lodges and cults and stuff like that. And I'm hearing skull and bones. But I don't know, what's that? I know it's some kind of a cult. And I'm hearing a lodge. I'm seeing a lodge with, oh. Okay, no, I don't want to, yeah. I'm going to do an extended of this reading, and I'm going to post that extended on Patreon. So, yeah. But I feel like it's a message that whoever this message is for, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So for a lot of you, again, it's been a mental battle since you were young. A mental battle since you were young. For some of you, you were literally raised in the darkness. Like you were raised on one side, which is the darkness, and then eventually you had the chance to move to the light side, or eventually have a chance to move into a space that had more light. That's because you had to cultivate your light in the darkness. You had to cultivate your light in the darkness. You needed that dark energy around you to keep poking and taunting you, so that you would put your light to the test, so that your light energy would be tested and grown, cultivated, which is exactly what you've done. It's raining. It's raining. It's a beautiful morning with this rain. So for whoever this message is for, as always, I keep saying listen with discernment, because even with things that come out sometimes that you might think is yours, you still have to use your discernment, because not every single thing is going to be for you. So as always, please listen with discernment. Take only what resonates and leave what doesn't. And if this message resonates with you, please like, share, subscribe to help us reach even more of our soul tribe. And if you still haven't seen the Ancestral Healing Guide, I am going to repost it. The downloadable link is only available on Patreon for now. But there's a link that you can use to view that is on the community tab. And I will repost that on the community tab so you can check there. And also I have pinned it in the links in our description, so you can check that side also. And if you'd like to book a personal reading, also the link for that is in the description. And I'm sure there's also going to be product labels in this that show the various readings that are available, or you can just go to the website. All right, guys, have a beautiful day. Have a beautiful day.